So I actually held off this training until everybody had had a chance to kind of set up their blog and kind of decide what their main theme was. I figured this would be a better point than to try and do it when nobody knew what they were going to write about. So because I am absolutely, totally atrocious at drawing, as you can see, I've got my publisher up, I'm going to be, not drawing circles, because my circles, when I draw them, don't look like circles. So, alrighty. What Chris showed us was a different way of laying out an outline, and it was mind-blowing just how, number one, easy it was, number two, being able to use it afterwards, right? Like we all grew up in school, right, with the whole, right, one and then A and then the little I and then right, that kind of an outline, and I always found that really, really difficult to work with. And so when Chris Record showed us this method, it was absolutely amazing. And for some reason, can't tell why, I have misplaced mine, which is fine, not a big deal. So everybody has pencil and paper, right? Maybe? What I'd like to do is go over one, but, right, like, you guys, for the most part, you know what you're going to blog about. Notepad works, Sherry, as long as you can lay it out in concentric rings. Right? Is the point. Is we're going to start with your main topic in the center, and then we're going to branch out from there. All right? So I'm not quite sure if Notepad will do it, but that's okay. Right? However you want to set it up is totally fine by me. Okay, so who wants to give me a topic to base this on? Anybody? And it can be one I know nothing about. That is fine. Movies works. Sure. Sure. All right. So right here, dead center, it looks like I'll be drawing text boxes too. Right? You have movies. Right? That's your main topic. Right? So it goes dead center. Right? And like I said, trust me, you prefer me drawing this way to me actually trying to draw on screen. Okay? So in the center goes your main topic. Okay? Mike, what kinds of movies, right, what were you thinking? Right? Old classics? Okay. So, and you watch. I'm going to run out of room, but that's okay. We'll worry about it later. Right? Old classics. Okay. So from there, right? Old classics covers that's still a pretty broad range, right? So from old classics, where would you go? Right? You could start, I don't know, you could go by date, right? Date range. And Mike, certainly feel free if you've got an idea, certainly toss it out there, right? I am definitely going to run out of room, so that's okay. We'll deal. There we go. All right. So old classics is about to get really busy. Cool. So you have comedies. Right. Then you've got, stick this over here. Right. It is easier to draw it out by pencil, but you don't want to see me try and draw on screen. The last person that saw it cracked right up. Let's see, you got dramas. Alright. I am actually going to unmute everybody for this particular call unless it gets really loud. I need the audio input. So everybody should be unmuted unless they've done so themselves, which is fine. If you want to stay muted, feel free. But if you want to say something, certainly make sure that you're... Oh, wow. All right. Let's do this. Copy here. Paste. And again, right? An 8.5 by 11 page sometimes does it, but in a lot of cases, okay, film what? I'm not even sure I know what that is. Okay, let's stick with that for the moment. I know we can keep going, right? But then you go, right? What kind of comedies? Right? What can you use, right? What's the next chunk down? If you're going to talk about comedies, specific genres of comedies or specific what? Anybody? Slapstick, romantic. There we go. Right? Slapstick is always amusing. Reminds me of the Three Stooges, right? Okay.
Stand-up comedy?
Stand-up comedies, that works. Oops. Copy you. Okay, and so that comes off comedies as well. And I'm just going to stop with drawing lines. Okay. Do-do-do. Make this up a little, at any rate. Okay. Just to keep this moving forward, if you were to pick stand-up comedies, what would be your next chunk down? Stand-up comedies by specific people? Stand-up as a live act. There we go. Oh, stand-up is a live act. Okay. Alrighty. How about romantic? Romantic comedies. Right. And then, right. Ignore my spelling and whatnot. You guys get the rest, I'm sure. From romantic comedies, just because that's one we're on, or if you want to pick slapstick, right? What would be the next one down for either or? Right? No, I just got one there. So. You see where I'm going with this one? We'll do another example here in a moment. Sherry, I might do help. Silent versus talking. Okay, cool. Right, so you've got, we're going to go here. And yes, I'm off the page. I did that to myself the first time I tried handwriting mine. So we've got silent. Copy. go. Paste. Okay, so then you've got talking. All right. And my spelling apparently today is going to be one of those things. That's okay. You don't have to worry about that. Right? Where would you go from there? I'm letting you do the majority of this, Mike, because I don't know enough about movies. But right, when you get to the point where you start running out of ideas, go to Google. Where are we at? Yeah. Silent movies. Silent classic. Right? So then you got classic silent movie scenes. Right? Classic silent movies on YouTube. Right? So you could do the ones on YouTube. Apparently there are silent horror movies. I don't know if you knew that, Mike. I didn't, which is fine. Right? And so you just take that idea, stick it in Google. And I do recommend Google over Bing or any of the rest of it because they really do actually have the best selection for searching. If you're right stuck on MSN and Bing, then you're welcome to, but if you find that Google will give you better results. So, horror movies. These are silent movies. You could do by date or silent movie history. Start getting into the history of the older movies. See where I'm going with that, Mike? Cool. Right? And you would just keep building it out. Now, this is obviously very, off-center. What I would normally do is I would pull, 4 or 5 directly down from movies, right? So you've got film noir, old classics, and then you probably have to see what else you suggested there. What about biographies? Or you're unmuted, Mike, so if you want to talk, you're welcome to.
Okay, if I have any great insights, I'll tell you.
Okay. What other kind of movies, then? Right, like, are we sticking with just the old classics? Right, because we've got, there's all different kinds of movies out there, right?
Yeah, well, it's such a broad category. You can break it down any way you want. You could focus on any one topic. You could focus on, silent films, old, like 1930s, 40s, 50s movies. You could do it by genre, like I said. You could do it like science fiction, horror, comedy, drama. Pick any given era. There's a whole lot of combinations there that can be done. If you're just looking for a simple way to illustrate the blogging technique, maybe we should just simplify it.
Yeah, no, we're trying to not simplify it, actually.
Oh, okay.
What you're doing as you move out from your core topic, what you're doing is you are defining, right, different portions of it, and you can get to the point where, right, your options down here are actually narrow enough that you could write on them, right? So
Okay,
you build it out.
so it's a process designed to help somebody who isn't sure what they're going to write about work towards narrowing it down to a specific subject.
Yep.
Is that it?
That's it, right?
Yes.
And then you can write about any of them, right? But if you bring them down small enough, right, then you've got very specific posts you can do, right?
Mhm.
Whether that's 1920s silent horror movies, right? Or slapstick comedies done by a certain person or persons. And again, right, movies is probably not the best topic for me because I haven't seen the majority of the ones everybody else has. So my husband tells me that I am culturally deprived. Oh well. But do you see what I'm doing there, Mike?
Yeah, I see exactly what you're doing.
Okay, cool, right? And you just like
Maybe.
it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe we should try a completely different subject and see how that breaks down.
For sure.
Or do you want to continue with this?
Right. Yeah. Let's get over here. All right. Sherry, do you want to do health industry, or Liz English want to do health industry? Both, I know both of you guys are working on that.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I'll start with the main part, which is health, right?
Right.
So from there, what's your next? What are your chunks down? Can you give me? We'll try and make it a little less off balance. Can you give me 4 that are sub to health? Don't get really specific yet because we will, right?
Okay. We could go to child health.
Okay. All right. I'm just stealing pieces here. Okay. Probably seniors as well.
Yeah.
Grr. And of course, today would be the day that all my techie skills have decided to abandon me. All right. So seniors.
We could even do pet health.
You could even do pet health if you wanted to. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. I know a lot of us have pets. That actually probably would be a good thing. Right? We'll go. There's my text box for that one. And do that way. Pet health.
Spiritual health.
Sorry?
Spiritual health.
Spiritual health. There you go. That's even going off on a bit of a different tangent. Excellent. And yeah, I know. There we go. So, from that, and yeah, I know, right, again, well, it's not great. Trust me, it's a whole lot better than me trying to draw. Okay, so pick one and give me 2 or 3 subtopics.
Okay, let's go to senior health.
Go to senior health? Sure. closer to what we're doing. So, on seniors' health, seniors, there we are. What would fit with seniors' health?
We could go with mental and emotional.
Okay. Are they one topic, or would that be two separate?
Actually, they're kind of the same, but you can separate them pretty good too.
Right.
But in
So
the
why
health
don't
field, they stick them together.
you want to stick them? I can stick them together, or we can split it up.
Let's split it up. Why not? Give
Okay.
us more topics.
What? Yeah. Right. And right. What I want to demonstrate is that this actually is relatively easy, even though right watching me try and do it on screen is becoming painful.
It's not that bad.
Right. Okay, so you've got mental health, spiritual health. How about
Emotion.
aging metabolism?
Pardon me?
Aging metabolism. Your metabolism seems to change as you get older.
Yeah.
The only reason I can come up with that is the swimming pool that we went to today is at, like, one of their courses is learning how to deal with a changed metabolism as a senior. I thought that was actually kind of cool. So, what would that be? Change, metabolism change, or maybe? Or give me a better one. I'm perfectly happy with a better one.
How about circulation problems?
Okay. All right. So, right. What the
I
way
suppose you could say slowing metabolism. That would make sense.
Sure. We can do that. I'm making more circles and stuff here shortly, but okay, so let's stick you there. And I'm just going to try and increase the size of my screen, see if that helps or just makes for more confusion. Maybe not 100%. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so we've got, what, 4 different ones on there? Pick one, and what would be the next? Right, like if they're having circulation problems, or... Right?
Okay, let's go with circulation.
Okay, so give me 2, right? You can definitely do more, but with the way we're running out of page here, give me 2 that would be chunked down in circulation.
High cholesterol.
High cholesterol, okay. Cholesterol. We may be spelling that phonetically, but it works. All right, so you've got your high cholesterol. And what else that would be related to a circulation problem?
High blood pressure, would that be a factor? Or would that not be related to circulation?
In a roundabout sort of way, it's a symptom, but it's not part of the topic of it.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be a chunk down then, right? You could chunk down to that
that would be like in the next circle.
Yeah.
So you could go with peripheral artery disease.
What kind of artery disease?
Peripheral artery.
So
just PAD for short if you don't want to type the whole thing.
Peripheral artery? Does that work?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Right, and so right? Okay. And again, right, just because we're running out of space, do you want to pick one of those two, like say high cholesterol? What would be 2 or even 3 chunks down from high cholesterol?
You could go with diet.
Diet, okay. And then from there you could even get into specifics on diet, but we'll add diet. Okay, so that's high cholesterol, which is there. Okay, and just drop that and say, what would be another one from diet?
Medications.
Okay. Now, just as a chunk down from that, you've got what? Medications to control it, and what?
Symptoms. Symptoms from taking medication.
Sure, symptoms works. All right. Now, would you put symptoms out this far, or would you put it in, like symptoms?
No, I would put it out that far because you can have symptoms from medications from all different types of topics.
Okay. Nope, that's fine. Right. Well, that wasn't symptoms, or was it? Symptoms.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's off medications. And, right, obviously, spelling is not my biggest concern right now.
That's okay, yeah.
Right, so what else from medications? Don't go quite, like, don't get real specific yet, but, right?
How about effects from medication?
Effects, sure.
They're different than symptoms.
Side effects, maybe?
Yeah.
I have a feeling I had a text box in the middle of that doesn't need to be there. But, okay. Right. So, pick one of those.
Well, let's go with side effects.
Okay. So your next chunk down then is likely to be starting to get fairly specific. Just make sure that I'm not covering extra. All right, so what are we doing with side effects?
Now we could go with high blood pressure.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's side effects, right? Okay. What else would be considered a side effect?
Liver problems.
Okay. Right. This is a fairly broad topic, which makes it, right, a whole lot easier to work with, right? But your side effects, there it is. Okay. Just going to note that down here. No worries. Phone call I can ignore. All right, so pick one of those and give me.
Let's go with liver problems.
Liver problems? All right.
Yeah.
So from liver problems, we're going.
Now we can do natural products that help with liver.
help. Okay. Let's stick with that one. There. And again, right, like this is why you really wanted a big piece of paper to do this on, because it just keeps growing, right? The whole point is for it to just keep growing. So from natural products that help, you could go to specific products, right? Or product lines and then go into specific products.
Or even you could separate the natural products like herbs, and then from there on you can go to specific herbs.
Yep.
And then
how
you
we're
can
working
also
it?
do cleanses.
Yeah, for sure, right? But you see how we kind of, right, we started with the main one, and then we kind of, every time we chunked down, we chunked partway down so that there was, something else to go to, right? And you're getting to the point here where this is specific enough that you would be able to write a blog post on it, right? Or, right, if you go one more down, you said, what's an example of a natural product that helps?
Herbs that help rebuild the liver.
Okay, right. Right, my wonderful drawing. Right? You could write a blog post about that. Easy enough, right? You could do your research on it. Right? It's a pretty specific post. And then all you need to do is when you've written on it, strike it through, print a line across it. Yep, okay, wrote about that one. Or, hey, you know what, I wrote about that one, but that brought me access to this, and this that I could then add as.
Yeah, you could do a whole article on milk thistle.
Exactly, right? And so you literally start with your main topic and just chunk it out, right? You start very broad, and then you start narrowing it. And you want to do it for all of them, right? We've just picked one side to kind of make it a little easier on me, right? But you just keep chunking it out, right? Liz English, you saw this too, yes? Pretty sure you're on the call. Liz English is going for a different side of the health equation, but it's, right? There's that industry is so broad that you guys have lots and lots and lots that you could write about. Right? And again, right, like don't get really worried about spelling and stuff. This is for you, right? So that you know what you can write about, right? And so that when you start having troubles coming up with ideas, right, again, you can go to Google, right, senior health care, senior health issues, right? You've got what, liver problems? Right, you go liver problems from drinking if you wanted to go out that direction. Liver problem symptoms. We've got that, don't we? Somewhere on here.
We have symptoms, but that would be from the medication.
Ah, okay. Right. You just keep narrowing it out until you get to a spot where, you know what, this is specific enough that I can write about it. And 9 times out of 10, you'll find other things leading off from that to give you more ideas for more posts. Okay, now I know it looks a little bit messy, but I find this a lot easier to follow, to understand, than I did the old version that they teach us in school, right? That's all very linear. Rather than, right, like, I don't know, this for me, this was like a breakthrough aha moment when Chris showed us this, right? Because it was like, finally, I can do an outline that actually, right, is followable for me, that I can actually chunk out and get to the point where I can write about it, right? I was digging for mine for my gaming stuff, and of course I can't find the right book that it's in, which is kind of annoying, because I did something similar to this in like 5 minutes of thought, right? It doesn't take a whole lot until you start getting out to narrowing it down, and then, right, use Google, right? Put, let's see. Right? Change your metabolism diet. Right? Change your metabolism at 40. And trust me, my metabolism changed bang on freaking 40. Right? But right? Start typing and see what suggestions Google actually gives you. Right? Will again help you to come up with narrower and narrower focuses. Right? And Mike, I know that the movie one can be built out this far. I just don't know a whole lot about them, which makes it a little difficult. Sherry knows lots.
Yeah, sure. You could build the movie one almost to infinity.
Exactly. Well, and that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is to never have to, right? Never run out of blog post ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right. Do we want to do one more? Who we got on the call? Henry, do you want to do one on cycling? I'll have to rely on you kind of sort of like I did with Sherry as to topics, but if you want to unmute yourself, we can certainly, because I know yours is different from, right, a lot of ours, so it would be another different one to work on. Or Liz English, did you get enough out of that? Or Becky with your carb up stuff? Anybody want to take a shot at it? Anybody started theirs already on their paper? Ah, okay, no worries, Henry. What about Becky?
Yes, hello, dinner's ready. Liz!
Or anybody?
How are you? Mom, I'm dinner ready. Where are you?
All right, so we all understand then how this works, right? We're all working on ours?
Yeah, it all makes sense. I think that illustrates it very well.
Cool.
I think it's a pretty simple enough concept, and
Yeah, right. It was.
and it's pretty clear how to do it. So that's great.
Yeah, right. Like I wanted to be able to bring this to you, right? Like you needed to have chosen your topic so that you could start in the middle, right? But you can build out all of these, and trust me, in some cases there's dozens that go off from your main topic, right? You can literally build it out, like you said, to infinity. Now, I wouldn't suggest plan it out that far and then get started, but, right, once you start getting some that you can write about, right, keep an eye as you're doing your research to see what else comes out of it.
Mm-hmm. You could even stick with just one of the bigger circles and create a whole category.
Yep. Exactly. Right. And you just keep building it out. And use Google for ideas, or, right, like when you're going for specific resources, keep an eye at those resource spots to see whether or not there's more info there that you could use. Right? All right. Liz, did you wanna say something, hon? I saw your name come up, but I'm not hearing you. You're awfully quiet. We're all good? Cool. That would make things easy. Sherry, do you want me to shoot you this diagram thing?
Sure, why not? Go
Okay.
for it.
Cool.
Thank you.
No worries, right? It's just something to get you started, right? And right, any of the topics you guys have chosen have lots and lots and lots of subtopics. But you see why you needed to know what you were going to write about, right? What your main topic was going to be before you could really get dug in on this.
Yeah, I think it's a good exercise to do if you know your subject matter, but you're looking for more specifics. You're looking for ideas
Yes.
for writing. If you're stuck for ideas, I think it's a good exercise.
Yeah, you betcha. Right? And you'll always have something that you can write about, right? You just go to your diagram, and right now, if you've got something like Publisher, where you can just kind of expand it and blow it up as far as you want, it might be an idea, right? Otherwise, right, grab a piece of paper, grab two if you need to, and just keep building it out, right? The health industry is massive, right? Sherry's never going to run out of things to talk about when it comes to the health industry. Neither's Liz Engel, right?
That's for sure.
Right? That industry is just huge, right? You could even almost go into comparisons of some of the health juices and powders and stuff is that are supposed to do something, whether they do or not, right? You could just, right, keep going.
Product reviews, all kinds of stuff.
You got it. You got it, right? Movie reviews in Mike's case, or, right, the newest best bike that come out. Oh, Lance, you're hilarious. Oh. I love you guys, though. The interaction is really, we need that.
You can eat McDonald's, but make sure you do a liver cleanse.
Yep, you betcha. Alrighty, so we can make it a short training today if you figure that you guys have a handle on it. Right? What I wanted to do was get this into your hands so that you guys could start drawing out yours. Right? Alrighty, I'm not getting a whole lot more questions or anything, right? So, if you're all good and you're off to write your own up, then we can just wrap this training up, and I'll get it uploaded and available to you guys in case you want to refer to it and need to get back in. Yeah, sure you can, Lance.
Hey, can everybody hear me real quick?
You're a little quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Still a little quiet.
Hello.
I think that was better.
So you can hear me now better?
Yeah, you're okay. You're still like a tiny bit quiet, but you're definitely hearable this time.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to. I don't know if everybody. Can you hear me though? Good enough.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear.
I don't know if everybody caught listening to Michelle Schaefer or Travis tonight. Did anybody catch that tonight?
No, I didn't.
It's Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesdays and Thursdays.
No, they had a little special at 6 p.m. Eastern time today. I just wanted to share with you that now when you log into your Empower network, each of those areas that you're part of, whether it's Cala2 or all the way down through Mass Influence, they're going to have like little, it's going to be right there. It's going to be like the little lettering thing. And if anybody doesn't own one of those, it's going to be grayed out. So if they now go log in there, they'll get to whatever level they're at. They can click it and go straight to it. But if not, they'll click on the gray one and it'll take them to the piece that says why they should get it. You know, so it's going to share with them, you know, you need to take the next step to get in here. And then also the additional things that are being added into the All-In library. The very, like, and Beth, and first just let me thank Beth. Beth, you're just amazing. Thank you very much for everything you do, definitely. It's awesome as always. But I just want to share these details with you if you hadn't. And the other thing is that Travis mentioned that all within about a week, there's going to be a resources back there for you, which you can be providing all the additional banners and images and ad copy for you to use, for us to use.
Oh, right on.
That'll be great.
So yeah, he's expecting it within about a week, and he didn't want to nail down to a specific time, but he says all within about a week we should have access to the resource. A lot like, and so I take it sort of like a lot like iPass2's daily actions they put out. You're going to have access to ad copy and images and banners and to help you build your business better.
Sure. Well, thank you. I wasn't aware of that training, so hopefully they will put out a recording link or something.
Yeah, Michelle said that they're gonna put something out, so pay attention, watch for that, and as they would tell you before, they're going to be putting all that major key nuts and bolts, exactly what to do in the All-In library. So as you're helping your people understand why they want to become the best they can be, and plus make a good, decent living working from home in their business, that there's a reason why you want to work to get yourself to that All-In level because of the access to, like, such as the Neil Patels and those.
Yeah, there's a 3-hour clip of his training with us in Vegas in there, and it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, the guy is just a genius. He's a genius. If you want to know about traffic and what the guy's, you know, my mind's just kind of one of those.
Alex Zubrev.
Yeah, and Alex Z's back there. That's right. So.
Right, and Amy Starr Allen is back there on blogging too, and she does a really good job on that particular training. So, if you're not making use of it, you really should, guys. It's well worth it.
Yeah, they're just things that you can't get to, and then they lay out the details for you, how to really get your business into the level you want it to be. And so always development, personal development is the way I look at it. I'm personally developing skills and things to help me be the best I can be, you know.
Yeah, feed the brain.
Yeah. So I hope that was useful information if you guys didn't hear it. So.
Oh no, absolutely, Lance.
That's all I had. I just want to share those points.
No,
Thanks,
awesome.
Lance.
Definitely awesome. Okay.
I notice Henry has a question there.
I was just actually going to ask that because I haven't heard anything yet. Has anybody else heard anything about iPass and the updates that they're planning on doing?
I had thought something was supposed to be released on February the 16th. It seems to me I saw that date referenced in one of the updates, but lately I haven't seen or heard anything about it.
Yeah. I do know Chris Jones put out a video that he was working really closely with Dave Wood and whatnot, but I haven't actually seen anything official or anything on the site change. Yeah, I haven't been on the site today though, so it might have changed. But yeah, we're all waiting to see where that's going to go. Right? It should be a really good way of bringing people in if we can just get it sorted out and get them to start upgrading into Empower. Now remember, folks, that anybody you get for the trial for iPass is welcome to join the Skype group. Okay, so if you get trials and you actually, right, connect with them and talk to them, right, let them know that we have the Skype group, that we have the resources that we give. Right, we're here to help them actually, right, succeed in their business. So certainly, right, like, don't be afraid to, right, add somebody. I'm going to do up an orientation training that you guys can just have to use. I may tag somebody to be my new person, but certainly look at getting that out so that there's a certain amount of consistency there. Anything else? Anybody have any questions about this or anything, any updates that Lance didn't cover? Wow,
No,
today's
I'm
been
good to go.
Okay, Henry's headed out. So if we're good, I'm going to stop the recording. I'll get it uploaded and linked into our team training just as soon as I can. All right? It'll be within an hour or two at any rate.
Thanks, Beth.
No worries, guys. Thank you for being here and attending. And Sherry, I'll shoot this. Do you have Publisher? Can I just shoot you the Publisher file? Or should I take all the lines and drawings and put them in a Word doc or something?
I think I have Publisher. I've got Microsoft Office.